On March 11th, I think it was surreal for everyone. We had to stop all visitation, stop open access to the facility. And it meant also that in conjunction with that, we had to communicate in a much better way with families to be their eyes and ears. I think all of us were afraid. We were afraid for our families, and that's one thing I thought a lot about.
From the day that we shut down for visitors began a year-long concern about everything.
The socialization and the groups completely went away. My outings went away. Our dinners out went away. Eating in the dining room went away. Everything that we were accustomed to and took for granted, I think, absolutely just disappeared overnight.
I was blown away. I didn't think anything like this could happen, but I put my shoes on and I began to do everything we needed to do to make sure our residents were safe and well taken care of.
There is no playbook. What do we do? What are the best uses of PPE? What are the ways to structure your organization in the neighborhoods where people live and reside? What about their mental well-being? We called every family member. The leadership team called everyone personally, talked about what we were going to do. 100% of the families were supportive of the efforts we were undertaking. We very early on started a town hall meeting, and we opened the floor up for any team member to ask any question they wanted to ask, from pay to cases to protection, because we were asking a lot of the team at that time. We asked them questions about their personal life and where they were and what they've done. Everyone is very much an open book and talking about what they did and didn't do. We've spent over $750,000 in personal protective equipment, and we continue to maintain par levels, of course, because we've yet to emerge completely from the pandemic.
It changed my job completely. My biggest challenges were getting PPE, finding PPE. We were networking big time, calling different vendors, asking them where we could even go, getting with the Jewish community and having them actually help us as well.
The activities directors took on a very special role with families.
We had to learn new ways of doing activities and more creative ways to keep spirits high.
We had to create something for the residents so they can see their loved ones and still communicate with their loved ones.
They can turn to me, their families can turn to me. I'm constantly sending pictures of them to their families.
It was stressful some days. It became overwhelming at times because at home, my loved ones as well that I could not see either. So I really poured my love into the ones that I took care of.
What makes me proudest of what I saw during the pandemic was how the team responded. We saw their passion. We saw their commitment to the mission of Wexner Heritage Village. We saw in the Jewish community in particular, agency executives reaching out to one another to offer assistance.
It's not an organization, it's a family. It's all about family here. It's all about protecting the residents. It's all about protecting each other.
I cried a lot. We all cried a lot for the families and for the ones that we took care of.
It's just part of my job. That's what we do. We want to make a difference.
I learned during the pandemic a lot about the people that work here, the people that put their effort every day and show their loyalty to the organization and to the residents.
I have never seen a greater sense of the word community than I did in the midst of the pandemic. It was incredibly uplifting.